What's good, everyone? Hopefully, everybody's well and have been enjoying their week in the best way possible and staying nice and fresh because it's sure been getting hot, right? Check this out. Tomorrow is a big day for me in a certain way because I'm gonna have surgery on this eye, something that I kept on a down low, quiet. This was something that was gonna take place last year around September. And of course, anybody who wants to fix any situation, we're gonna be like, hey, let's get it over with, this and that, right? But one thing I wasn't aware is I wasn't prepared to have that surgery around that time. I didn't click in my head that okay, I'm gonna be off of work. My son, obviously, school, the bills, all that sort of thing, right? So I kind of hold off on it until now. I had made a GoFundMe page, something like a little while ago, but I never put it out there because once again, I didn't know if I was gonna go through with it. I don't know, something could happen and it could change the situation once again. But this time is for sure gonna happen. Tomorrow is the day. I'm gonna have the surgery in the afternoon. Hopefully everything goes according to plan, and after they do the surgery, hopefully my vision. I mean, I see good. But just the fact for the longer extent, you know what I mean? Hopefully it's not going to affect my vision in any type of way. And hopefully I can see, I guess, a little bit more better afterwards, right? I'll see what the difference is. But one thing, since I'm going to do it tomorrow, I try to prepare myself the best way possible this time around, knowing the fact that I was going to miss work and all this sort of stuff, situation is going to happen. But one thing that kind of threw it off, or kind of throwing it off still, it's like, for instance, I'm gonna have my surgery tomorrow, right? Hopefully everything goes good, and you know what I mean. But my son is gonna enter school. He's gonna go back to school, right? In around August, mid-August, and he's gonna go to a different grade. Now his schedule changes. That schedule interferes with my work schedule. When he goes in, that's when when he comes out, that's when I go in. So it was hard for me to find a job at first to try to balance his schedule when he was in preschool and all that sort of thing. Now this time around, I'm in a situation where it's like, okay, I'm gonna have my surgery, right? I'm gonna be off of work for at least like a month or so, depending. But it's gonna give me time to see now what I'm gonna do with my son when he goes back to school around that schedule. Am I still gonna go to work where I work at? Do I have to go to have to find a new job, or could I find somebody or some sort of assistance with my child? You know what I mean? So that's the reason why I threw a GoFundMe, because the last thing I wanted to do was be in a position where I'm really being overwhelmed. You know, and one thing to check this out. You can even read it on the GoFundMe page. And I'm not asking if you could donate, you could donate. But another way you could donate and help out is hear my music, play my music, share my music. And even if you like my music, buy my music, buy my albums. You know, I got so many albums out there. You know what I mean? That, instrumentals, and all that sort of thing. You know, if, like I'm saying, if nobody can donate, I can understand. But if you just hear my music, stream, all that sort of thing, that's a help too on the side. It still kind of helps out financially. So that being said, all I'm asking is for those of you out there, you know, if you could help out a friend right now, because, you know what I mean, I'm going to be in a position in a certain way, but I'm keeping it humble. I'm in high good spirits. You know, this is one thing. I didn't want to reach out for help. I didn't want to do this sort of stuff. You know, I didn't want to make a GoFundMe, because as a man, I feel like I could handle it on my own. But right now I'm in a situation where it's like, dude, I'm gonna need that sort of help if it could happen. If it don't, then it is what it is. You know what I mean? I'll see what comes about it. But just throwing it out there, if you guys could help out, it'll be a big blessing. If you can, I understand. But just know that after tomorrow, hopefully, at least with me personally, my vision will be better. I could not think about the sort of dilemma that could affect me in the long run. But at the same time, like I'm saying, now I got to see what I got to do with my son, his new school schedule that interferes with my job. So any help helps. God bless you if you do. If you have any questions, any concerns, anything you want to know, message me, hit me up, call me, text me if you have my number. You know, you can email me, whatever the case may be, whatever's your choice. But I appreciate your time. I appreciate your, you know what I mean, your hearts if you're willing to help out a certain way. And yeah, hopefully next time when you see me, I'll be better. Peace.